What's going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name is Michael Roman, aka All Fighters. Now, amongst the rumors and white noise surrounding releases and delays at Marvel Studios, there was one general consensus amongst the industry insider community that the trailers for both Loki Season 2 and Echo would debut publicly during San Diego Comic-Con Hall H. Now, unfortunately, there's not going to be a San Diego Comic-Con Hall H, and I think this only strengthens my theory. We're actually going to see that first Loki trailer before Secret Invasion leaves Disney+, and it would make sense. We haven't seen a Disney Plus Marvel show since the holiday special for Guardians of the Galaxy about 6 months ago. Why not put the trailer out while people are still watching? Regardless, it's just my own theory as someone who reports on this every day. No industry insiders have said as such. We just expect them to debut in this summer, even if there isn't a San Diego Comic-Con. But as further support of my theory, Marvel Studios has gone ahead and dropped the official synopsis for Loki Season 2 in just a day ago. I've got it for you guys. We're going to read through it in full and break it down, talk about what they included, of course what they didn't include it, and why I think actually Marvel dropped some real Easter eggs in this synopsis that sort of lets us know what to expect from the finale and the future of Loki in the multiverse of the MCU. We're breaking it down, Loki Season 2's official synopsis, finally released by Marvel. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. The next one is right around the corner to coincide with the finale of Secret Invasion. Again, all you gotta do be a sub, leave a comment on this video if you want, stick around to the end of the video, we'll get into all the giveaway stuff again there. So again, for context, this is the official synopsis from Marvel Studios. They actually released it via Disney. I'm guessing this is to coincide with the huge presentation they did at Cine Europe just earlier in the week, but regardless, this is official. Quote, Loki Season 2 picks up in the aftermath of the shocking season finale, when Loki finds himself in a battle for the soul of the Time Variance Authority. Along with Mobius, Hunter B-15, and a team of new and returning characters, Loki navigates an ever-expanding and increasingly dangerous multiverse in search of Sylvie, Judge Renslayer, Miss Minutes, and the truth of what it means to possess free will and glorious purpose. Okay, so there's actually about 4 things I want to say about the synopsis, other than the fact that when we get a synopsis, we sort of usually get first look footage, and soon I'm not going to say that this confirms the trailer is coming, but man, it sure makes my theory look a lot likely that they may drop this before Secret Invasion leaves. Number 1, some people are going to key in on the fact that the synopsis does not have any mention of He Who Remains, Kang the Conqueror, or any other Jonathan Majors Kang variant, say like Victor Timely, who we already know will have a part in the series due to the post-credit scene we saw at the end of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. To that, I would say I didn't really expect him to be a part of the synopsis, and some reports have rumored that his time as Victor Timely in the entirety of the series is very limited in screen time to begin with. I know that there were rumors amongst many trusted industry insiders, some of which I still trust and report on here at the channel, that they had reshot these scenes, but according to my own sources, and again probably because he's not a huge part of the series, whatever he shot is reportedly still in there. You will still see him during the series, but he's not the main villain. We actually expect the main villain of the series, in number 2, as the synopsis implies when it mentions the ever-growing list of cast and characters, to be sort of an older variant of Sylvie. While that might not be correct, the reason we're guessing this, when Kate Dickie, who some of you guys may know as the sort of awkward character from Game of Thrones, was confirmed to be joining the cast of Loki Season 2, we suspected because of the way that she looks, she might actually be playing an older version of Sylvie. Basically think of her as Sylvie Who Remains, who's been at the end of time trying to clean all of her own mess up after she decided to kill He Who Remains. Which brings me to my third and perhaps most complex thought about the synopsis, mentioning glorious purpose and free will. Obviously, Loki telling people he's been burdened with glorious purpose has been a meme for him for quite some time, and while it never really seems to pan out, mostly because his glorious purpose until now has been of self-interest, there's a real good chance in an ultimate arc for the character that that glorious purpose will be revealed simultaneously with the culmination of Loki's arc. And I don't think this is a spoiler basically for anybody if you're a major fan. There has always been that line that has lingered from Infinity War, right before Thanos snapped Loki's neck, when he told Thor that the sun would shine again on them, brother. They still haven't paid that line off, and if I had to think this series was headed towards anything, it's going to be in that moment in the finale where they do finally pay it off. But that leads me into my 4th point about the series, and having glorious purpose, of course, is pertaining to Loki, but the idea of free will being a possibility now in the broken multiverse actually would affect every Marvel character. And here's a clip from the original presentation at D23, which did include first look footage. Again, crazy to think that this footage and or descriptions of this footage have been out for almost a year without us seeing the first trailer officially from Disney yet, but these are quotes directly from Owen Wilson and Tom Hiddleston. Listen.
Picks up where season 1 left off. Loki is back in the Time Variance Authority. He's had a very difficult confrontation with Sylvie, and Mobius and Hunter B-15 don't seem to know who he is.
It's a little bit like that Talking Heads song, "This is not my beautiful life." This is not, where you're sort of, how did I get here?
How did I get
and
here?
And everybody asks that question at one time or another. In season 2, we're going to answer it. How did I get here? Yes.
I'm asking that question right now.
So we continue our story in the TVA, and there is a whole...
It's funny, he goes on to say a whole new cast of new and returning characters, and then verbatim, and again this is from a year ago, says the words ever expanding and increasingly dangerous multiverse, which is a sentence directly from the synopsis, which makes me wonder if he had just read the synopsis before he went on stage, or in reverse, Marvel just was like, well, go back to the D23 footage and quote them, and then put that in the synopsis. Either way, it brings me to my fourth point about this series. I really feel like a lot of the Disney Plus shows and even some of the films, ultimately in Phase 4, felt the way they did because they played it so safe. They didn't know how they could really connect this all, or didn't want to at the end of series, so you quite often got a resolution for exactly what you watched during the show or movie, and then an introduction of a new character with no explainer at the end of a post-credit scene. You can literally apply that formula to both Disney Plus Marvel shows and Marvel movies in the majority of Phase 4. Loki was one that actually had some real consequences at the end of the show, huge overarching implications for the multiverse saga in the MCU, and actually pushed the story forward. That being said, I still think it may be a little much to ask this show, Loki Season 2, to be one of the first TV shows or films since the whole multiverse saga broke loose, to go ahead and push it even further than that. I expect that sort of thing to come in a film, and so what I do expect from Loki Season 2 is that in the culmination of Loki's arc, there will be some poignant exclamation point for his character arc, for his development, and it will be exploring what free will means now in the MCU in light of there not being this sacred timeline, what that means for all characters, but in a character study for Loki himself. So basically, my anticipation of this show might be the opposite of what you would think. I don't expect Loki Season 2 to focus on the macro the way the end of Season 1 did, and that might actually explain why there's a severe lack of He Who Remains variants during the show. What I do expect is to do the opposite, focus on these macro themes, but through the character study of Loki, because ultimately, I think this is the place where they're going to finish the character. Take that for whatever you mean, but the culmination of his arc to me leads to one inevitable conclusion, which I will leave up to interpretation, but I know some of you are going to get exactly what I'm saying, because we may have seen this ending for a certain other character who was extremely selfish at the beginning, and then found his purpose through sacrifice in Iron Man. But guys, let me know all your thoughts down below as it pertains to this synopsis, the hype for Loki Season 2. If you're not aware, it is confirmed to be releasing this year in October, so we'll only have a couple of months to wait after the conclusion of Secret Invasion. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Alright, we are still giving away PlayStation 5s at the channel. Instead of subscriber milestones now, we're just doing it to coincide with Marvel releases. The next one will be the finale of Secret Invasion, which is literally just weeks away. If you want to be entered to win, all the same rules will always apply for giveaways here at the channel. Hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber. Leave a comment down below, and because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here, live with my voice in the comments shown on screen, so please be safe on all platforms, all channels. Never give out your information on a third-party app, and remember, no YouTuber, myself included, if you do happen to win, will ever charge you for shipping. My name is Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at I'mFires. You can find my music under the name AllFires on all platforms, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes. If you enjoyed today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. And the best way to keep up with the channel, especially recently, given YouTube's weird little algorithm audit, is to make sure you hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. Even then, you might not see them some days, but hey, that's YouTube. All right, I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.